Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and today my family is going to Storyland, located in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. And it's been a while since we've been to Storyland. I think my oldest was 3 the last time we went and now she's 8, so it has been several years. But it is so much fun. One of the best things right when you walk in, there is a Dunkin' Donuts because any parent that has taken their kids to a theme park before, you definitely need to stay caffeinated. So I got my iced coffee and I got some munchkins for the kids, of course, and that was just the perfect way to start off our day at Storyland. So the theme here at Storyland is obviously storybook characters. We have nursery rhymes, we have like the princesses and everything, and of course there's characters all throughout the parks. They sing, they dance, they do little shows, and so right at the beginning of the day as the park opens, they have all the characters right out front. You can take pictures with them. So fun. My girls love Cinderella. Very first ride we hopped onto was the train, which was a great ride to start with because it takes you all around the park and you can kind of see all the different rides and kind of check out where everything is. When we finished with the train ride, we went ahead and we went to the right of the entrance, and this is kind of where the nursery rhyme land is. So they have all these really interactive things, like this was the lady who lived in a shoe, and so you could go inside. They had the 3 little pigs, they had Goldilocks, they had just all of these different nursery rhymes, like the little houses that you could go into. This was great for like the preschool aged kids, but even my older kids had a lot of fun in this section. And I love that everything was like so interactive and like the size of everything was perfect for kids. It was very age appropriate. Okay, the next ride we got onto was the spinning teacups. And my husband, he cannot do fast spinning rides. He gets sick, but I, on the other hand, love all of the fast spinning rides. So I rode on this with 2 of my kids and they just laughed hysterically the entire time. They just thought this was so much fun. Lawson, sit down. Okay, next we headed towards Cinderella's castle, which was so fun, and they have swan boat rides, which were really fun. They are motorized, and so the kids can actually steer them around this little pond area, and my kids really enjoyed these. After we finished with the swan boats, we headed up the hill to go visit Cinderella at her castle, which is definitely one of my favorite parts about Storyland. Cinderella was so sweet. She made sure to take time to talk with each of the kids before taking a picture with her. And you can take your own pictures, but they also have a photographer there and you can purchase the pictures that they take as well.
Yes. Can I look from you? Oh, do you like that? Oh, what is your name? Larson. Oh, I love you. And what's your name, Princess? awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, are you guys having the most fun day? Yeah. Oh, what has been your favorite memory? There's so much, right? Oh my goodness. Any fun rides? Which rides?
Which one did you just do?
Oh, this one is so lovely. You know, I hit some of you guys. Not harshly, but I hit their boat, and I felt very happy. Oh, do you guys have
And then right outside of Cinderella's castle is the merry-go-round. This one was a little different from any that I've seen before because the horses did not go up and down, but they swung back and forth like you were riding on an actual horse. So that was kind of fun. Next, it was time to go find some lunch, and so we just got like typical theme park food, pizzas, chicken fingers and fries, burgers, that kind of stuff. They had a lot of different options for food spread out throughout the park, and then they had a really nice covered pavilion that you could sit and eat in. Next, we rode on this Pharaoh's Egyptian boat ride, which was really fun because the people sitting on the boat had like water gun squirters that they could shoot at people that were outside of the ride. But on the outside of the ride, there were also water gun shooters set up in certain areas so you could spray them back. And let me just tell you, we got pretty wet on this ride. And my son ended up not loving it so much just because the water was hitting him right in the face and the water was really cold. So my other two kids enjoyed it, but my son, it was not his favorite. Probably when he will get older, he will like it because this actually is a really fun ride. Next up, we rode in the hot air balloon Ferris wheel, which I liked because it was enclosed. I'm a little weird about Ferris wheels. Sometimes they scare me, but this one was enclosed and I felt really safe, and it gave you a really cool aerial view of the whole park. Next, we headed over to this dome building, which was the Loopy Lab. And inside of there, they do have some shows, and Storyland has a partnership with Daniel Tiger. So they do a Daniel Tiger show, and of course they have Daniel Tiger and Katarina Kitty Cat there, and you can interact with them and take pictures with them, which was so fun because my younger two love Daniel Tiger, and this was really cool, especially my 3-year-old. She was just amazed that she was meeting the real Daniel Tiger. And then also inside the Loopy Lab is a ginormous like ball area. It was 2 stories, and they had all sorts of different like ball shooters, and balls would blow up into the air, and the kids actually had a blast in here. I think they stayed in there for close to 45 minutes. And it's nice that it's covered. Also gives you a little break from the sun, or if it's raining outside or whatever. It also is right next to Dipping Dots, which while they were playing in there, I went over and got myself some Dipping Dots because I love those, and you can only find them at theme parks, it seems like. After that, we rode on this really fun spinning turtle ride, which was so much fun. Me and the kids rode it twice, and we screamed the entire time. Again, my husband had to sit this one out, but it was so much fun. This was probably my favorite ride. And then my husband took the 2 older kids to go ride the wooden roller coaster. I did not get footage of that, but they said it was super fun and so fast. But while they were doing that, I went and took my preschooler over, and we did the little farm tractor rides, and it was really fun too. This is a great option for smaller, like preschool aged kids. And next we rode the flying fish ride, which this one was really fun too. It wasn't like too spinny. I don't think you would really get motion sick on this. My husband was able to handle it, but it was just really fun. Next up, we rode the roller coaster. The great thing about this coaster is that there's not like a big, huge drop that could be scary for little kids. It didn't have a big drop. It just really glided back and forth really smooth. We loved this ride. And the great thing was that the day that we went, there was like no lines for this. We actually rode it, I think, a total of 10 times. We just kept getting right back on. And the kids had an absolute blast. And me and my husband even had fun on this. Like, it was such a fun little roller coaster to do. And then next, they rode on the river raft ride. I actually set this one out so that I could film. Plus, the sign said that you would get really wet. And I really didn't want to get that wet. And definitely trust the sign. They got really soaked. But it's great on a hot day to cool you off. But this is really fun. It wasn't really scary. And the great thing about it is it's big. So probably your whole family can all ride together, which is really nice. And then right outside of the river raft ride is like a little splash pad area. And my kids were already soaked from riding the ride, so I just let them run through it and they had a blast and got even more soaked. And so then we headed right across the way to the log ride. And perfect timing, since they were already soaked, they were about to get even more wet. And again, it was like the end of the day. There was no lines. This was towards like the back of the park. And there was no lines for the log ride, and so they literally just let my kids stay on there, and I think that they rode this close to 10 times as well, and it was so much fun. They absolutely loved it. Even my 3-year-old, she just died laughing, had so much fun on it. Definitely a fun, and again, not scary at all, just really fun for the kids. A little clip of the drop and splash. It's not really too steep of a drop, so like I said, I don't think it's really that scary for kids. And then I asked my husband, since he was the one riding with the kids, to film an actual like point of view from the log for you guys. So here you go, enjoy. And then it was getting close to closing time. It was the end of the day. So we headed back to the front of the park, and they had all the characters out there, and they were doing like a fun dance party with all the kids, which was really fun. And then you could take pictures with the characters before you left. So we went ahead and did that. And then we were on our way home, and it was just such a fun day. I highly recommend, if you're ever in the mountains up in New Hampshire, to go visit Storyland. It's guaranteed that your kids and you will have an absolute blast. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.